Come on, I know y'all can clap. It's Black History, Black History. Black History. I don't know if it's Chuck Taylor, Chucky Booker. Black History, we all clap for all that. B.B. King, come on and clap. That's Black History right there. That's dance musicians in history, B.B. King. Yeah, dog, AJ. Amen. That's an old man chapter that body. Amen. Great job. Amen. That's how we do it at Fairway. Amen. Come on, clap for yourself. FCC's in town, baby. Amen. We move right along. Amen. We get ready to bring up Dr. King. Amen. A representation of Dr. King. Amen. This gentleman is going to come and bless us with the I Have a Dream speech. I thought about him and I introduced him to all A's. His name is Arthur Amen. He's an athletic, what you call an instructor. He's an artist and he's an author. That's all A's. Y'all clap there right there. Amen. I want to introduce to some and present to others none other than Arthur Amen. Representing Dr. Martin Luther King today. I have a dream. Can y'all clap for that?
The God ahead of my life, Pastor Fairlee, for this wonderful establishment for having me here today. I am, first of all, I want to say 1955, August 28th, Emmett Till was murdered here in Mississippi. Ironically, August 28, 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King stood on the Lincoln Memorial steps in Washington, D.C. And he delivered the iconic speech, I Have a Dream. I am here as Dr. King today. And I'm not going to speak some of his speech. I'm not going to say some of his speech. But I'm going to deliver his speech word for word. You want to go back and check it, video it. This is what he said, August 28, 1963, in its entirety. I am Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I am happy to join with you today. And what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. 50 years ago, a great American whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous degree came as a great beacon of light of hope for millions of Negro slaves who've been seared in the flames of withering ignorance. This came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night in their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the Negro is still languishing in the corners of American society, finding himself in exile in his own land. But we come here today to dramatize a shameful condition and since we come to our nation's capital to cash a check, by which the architects of this republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and Declaration of Independence. Oh, they were signed a promissory note with all Americans were to fill in. This note was a promise to all men. Yes, black men as well as white men to be guaranteed the inalienable right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But it is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note in so much as the color of citizens are concerned. Now, instead of honoring its sacred obligation, America has given the Negro people a bad check. A check that has come back marked insufficient funds. But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great opportunity of this nation. So we come here to cash this check. A check that will give us upon the man the riches of freedom and the security of justice. We have come now here to this hollow spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. For this is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off, nor take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rise above the dark and dazzling cloud of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. For now is the time to lift our nation above the quicksand of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. For now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children. It will be fatal for our nation to overlook the urgency of this moment. This welcoming some of the Negro legitimate discontent will not pass until there's a venerating autumn of freedom and equality. 1963 is not an end but a beginning. For those who hope the Negro needs to blow off steam and will not be content, will be in for a rude awakening that the nation will turn to business as usual. There'll be neither rest nor tranquility in America until the Negro is granted his citizenship rights. The world will revolt, will continue to shake the foundation of this nation until the daylight of justice emerges. For that's something I must say to my people. The one who stands in the wrong threshold is headed to the palace of justice. In this process of gaining our rightful place, let us not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking out of cups of bitterness and hatred. We shall forever conduct our struggle on the highest plane of dignity and discipline. We shall not allow our creative protest to degenerate in physical violence, for again and again we must rise to the majestic heights of being the physical force with soul force. This moral new militancy that's engulfed our Negro community must not lead us to distrust of all white people. For as many of my white brothers in evidence of their presence this day have come to realize that their destiny is tied in our destiny. They come to realize their freedom is unequivocally bound to our freedom. We cannot walk alone. And as we walk, we must make the pledge we will always march ahead. We cannot turn back. And for those who are asking our deputies of civil rights, when will you be satisfied? We cannot be satisfied as long as the Negro is a victim of unspeakable harsh police brutality. We cannot be satisfied as long as our bodies, heavy from the fatigue and travel, cannot gain lodgment into the motels of the highways or the hotels of the city. We cannot be satisfied as long as the Negro's basic mobility is from a smaller ghetto to a larger one. We cannot be satisfied as long as our children arrive at their dignity and stripped of their adulthood and signs staying for whites only. We cannot be satisfied as long as the Negro of Mississippi cannot vote and the Negro of New York feels he has nothing to which to vote for. No, we cannot be satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. Now, I'm not unmindful. But some of you come here today from great trials and tribulations. Some of you have come fresh from narrow jail cells. Some of you have come here from areas by which your struggle for freedom has left you battered by the storm of persecution and staggered by the winds of police brutality. You have become veterans of creative suffering. So continue to work that faith, that unearned struggle is redemptive. So go back to Mississippi. Go back to Alabama. Go back to South Carolina. Go back to Georgia. Go back to Louisiana. Go back to those slums and ghettos of our northern cities, knowing this situation can and will change. We shall not continue to wallow in the valley of despair. So I say to you today, my friends, even though we're faced with difficult times of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. A dream that is deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. These truths we hold to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream today. I have a dream that even down in the state of Mississippi, a state that is sweltering in the heat of injustice, sweltering in the heat of oppression, will one day be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day my four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in the state of Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lip dripping with the words of recognition and nullification, right there in the state of Alabama, little black boys and black girls will begin to hold hands with little white girls, and sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, every valley will be exalted. Every hill and mountain will be made low. The rough place will be made plain. The crooked place will be made straight. The glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all of our flesh will see it together. This is my hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. Because with this faith, we will be able to hear out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to discord the unjangling chords of our nation to a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we'll be free one day. Oh, this will be the day. This will be the day when all God's children will be able to sing with new meaning. My country 'tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty of thee I see. Land where my father died with a pilgrim crown on every mountainside. That freedom brings. And if this nation is going to become great, these things must become true. So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the high gates of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the convergent slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain in Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain in Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and low hill in Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring. Once this happens, once we allow freedom to ring, once we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, every state and every city, we will be able to unite that day with all of God's children, black men, white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, we will join hands and sing the words of that old Negro spiritual. Free at last, great God Almighty, we're free at last.
Facebook. Amen. Amen. We were blessed. He went through the whole speech. Amen. And young people, I want y'all to let that be an example. He went through that whole speech. He had no paper. He memorized that whole speech, and you have better impact when you can do it like that. Amen. Come on, family. Can we clap one more time? Amen. Amen. We're going to get ready to sign out from Facebook. We just wanted to Facebook welcome in. I know I'm a little late welcoming y'all, but we had our Black Christian program.